Good evening, parents and students. My name's Trent Merrill. I'm one of the instructors at the Well-Educated Heart Academy, and as part of that, I also have a tour company called Carrick Tours. I'm excited to announce that I have a new course offering during the summer of 2026, and it's not as much a course, but it's a surf and leadership camp here in Portugal in June of 2026. I'd love for you to join us in an unforgettable week of adventure, growth, and discovery along Portugal's stunning coastline, from surfing to world-class beaches to exploring Lisbon, Sintra, a medieval castle near my house. Throughout all of these experiences, students will strengthen confidence, resilience, and leadership through hands-on experiences every day, and daily reflection. Our curriculum, as I'll mention in a few moments, will be largely based on the Do Hard Things book by Alex and Brett Harris. And so this camp will combine challenge and fun in an extraordinary setting. The details of the trip will be from June 10th to June 17th. That's a Wednesday to a Wednesday. We found that flying Wednesday to Wednesday is generally much cheaper than flying from, say, a Saturday to a Saturday. The cost will be $1,050 per person. That includes all food, lessons, guides, entry tickets, rentals, activities, and even a camp t-shirt that will list all of the places that we've surfed, as sort of a trophy for completing this week of doing hard things. The trip cost does not include airfare. As I mentioned, we are aware of the cost of airfare. We've tried to make this as cheap as possible, and by doing it from Wednesday to Wednesday, we hope that that will save a little bit of money on the price, or on the trip cost. The curriculum for the trip, before the trip begins, I'll assign a few readings and some light homework so students can arrive prepared to discuss and to learn the things that they've talked about, to begin implementing leadership skills and practicing those things with an extraordinary group of young people. During the trip, we'll have daily lessons, we'll have activities that focus on service and leadership, and as I mentioned, the focus will be largely based on the book Do Hard Things by Alex and Brett Harris. I think it's such an extraordinary book and important lessons for our young people to learn, and so that is what we'll be focusing on. As I mentioned, before the students arrive, I will have homework. I'll have some readings. I'll have things that they need to be familiar with, to have sort of as their base understanding, so that we can build off of it while they're here and be more productive while they're here in Portugal. Students are encouraged to bring a personal study book, for example, scriptures, a self-improvement book, or another uplifting read. They will be given time each morning to review and to reflect individually, to ponder and to write down the things that they're learning, journal and keep track of the lessons they're learning and the experiences they're having. We will have a strict curfew at night, so that the students can be prepared physically and mentally and emotionally for the next day's activities. The draft itinerary for now will go as follows. On Wednesday, students will arrive in Lisbon at the Lisbon airport. We'll meet there. I'll pick them up. We'll rest. I've got a swimming pool. We can play games and we'll have a bunch of fun. And then that night we'll have dinner, watching the sunset into the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, at one of my favorite restaurants, about 10 minutes from my home. On Thursday, we'll drive to Nazaré for a surf lesson. It's not the beach. For those of you familiar with Portugal, there is a famous beach, the North Beach in Nazaré, that occasionally has a 100-foot wave. That's usually in the wintertime. We'll be going to a nearby beach that has much smaller waves for beginners. And on the way home, we'll stop at a place called Salir do Porto, and they have a wonderful, really big sand dune that's fun to run down, play on. And then at the bottom of the sand dune, they've got a very flat, hard sand beach when the tide is out, and we can play soccer and frisbee and have a lot of fun there too. On Friday, we'll do a walking tour of some historic portions of Lisbon, including the Chiado neighborhood, Alfama neighborhood, and Belém, which is heavily tied to the Age of Discovery. If any of you have studied that, we will see Vasco da Gama's tomb and a monument to the discoverers. It's also the home of the famous pastel de nata, and so we'll eat lunch at the bakery that owns the original recipe of the pastel de nata. On Saturday, we'll have surf lesson in Ericeira, which is a surf village, surf town, not far from Lisbon. And then we'll hike at Cabo da Roca, which is the westernmost point of Europe. A beautiful area, very rocky, scenic coastline there. On Sunday, we'll attend church at my home congregation in Peniche, Portugal. And then Sunday afternoon, we'll have my traditional crepes. We have fruit crepes for lunch on Sundays at my house, and then we'll go and walk around, have a Sunday-friendly walk around Abidos, which is a medieval castle that's not far from my home. Wonderful place to visit on a Sunday or any day of the week, really. On Monday, we'll have another surf lesson, our third for the trip, in Peniche, and either at a beach called Supertubos, which is very famous. It's on the World Surf League surfing circuit, or Balial. It depends on where the waves are and what the local surf instructors would recommend. And then on Tuesday, we'll visit Sintra, which is one of my favorite cities in the whole world. It really is just a magical place where the royalty of Portugal used to escape the heat of the summer and go to this beautiful, wonderful climate. There's palaces all over the place, but specifically we'll visit Penha Palace Park. We will not go inside the palace in June. It will be a madhouse, but we'll visit the park and we'll go walk around the Moorish Castle, which is a incredible castle ruins up on the mountainside, which it's really awesome. And then Wednesday, you'll fly home. As far as the rules go, students are not allowed to pair off, meaning a boy and a girl are not allowed to hold hands or anything further than that. Doing so would be an immediate expulsion from the trip, meaning I'll take you to the Lisbon airport and you can go home. There will be no drugs, no alcohol, no vaping, no tobacco. None of that stuff will be allowed during the trip. And if anyone breaks that rule, again, it will be an immediate dismissal from the trip, and we'll work with your parents to send you back home. There will be a strict curfew at 10:30 p.m. So that we can be ready for the trip. And I believe that covers it. If you have any questions, if you'd like to discuss anything further, please reach out to me on Facebook through the Mighty Networks app or through my email. To register for the course, I'll display a QR code here on the screen that you can capture with your phone. I will also include my Venmo so that you can pay a $150 deposit. That deposit is fully refundable until February 1st, 2026. So the initial deposit is $150 and then $300 April 1st, $300 May 1st, $300 June 1st, and then the trip begins a little bit later. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. I really look forward to this trip. It's something that my son Brock and I have been thinking about and pondering and planning for a long time. We're excited to make it happen. I hope that you can join us. Thank you.